This telecast is copyrighted by the RPN for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the race without the express written consent of the Racing Pulse Network is prohibited. We thank you for choosing RPN as your choice for sim racing broadcasts. This telecast is copyrighted by the RPN for the private use of our...
Ooh. All right. Okay, I think we got everything sorted out. Welcome to Sveg Raceway today. Playing host to the Sennsation 91 series, the GTCC class, and the F1 class. I didn't have time to necessarily create the best graphics today. I did these in a hurry, so we're going to take a look at the points here. First one up, we have the GTCC standings, and Mikey30, your points leader. Here, let me get all that stuff on the screen. Back away. Mikey30 is your points leader for Hyperdrive. Hyperdrive leading the way, and the ballast is really starting to affect them. Their qualifying times look like something. Got Josh P in third with 30 points. Apex Digital taking over the 4th and 5th spots. I believe it's getting confusing. So many switches since last race. As for the F1 field, you got Adam Mike leading the way by 1 point actually. William G, 34 points. I believe Cyriker is going to have a bit of catching up to do. Going to have a pretty decent finish just today if they want to catch up in points. It might need some misfortune to happen the side of William, because I doubt that the Sideheart Motorsports wants anything to happen to their teammate. And I'm sorry, I have to do this live. I usually pre-record these. Makes it a bit easier. But we're going to go back and look at the race info. It's 62 degrees Fahrenheit. I believe that's 70 degrees Celsius. This track is situated in the heart of Sweden, close to the small town of Sveg. And this track extends over the lake of Sennsation. I'm going to assume that's how I say that. I'm very American, so please excuse me. God, I forgot to change a lot of stuff. Anyways, now we've got all that out of the way, we're going to take a look at some of the qualifying times. Very janky way to do it, but as for the F1 field, Adam Mike is leading the way. Seems to be the story of the season. Kind of like a really repetitive, you know, story this season, is that this guy sits on the pole or is up front in some manner. Linus P2 and Toshiya Joshima P3 in the F1 class. Not far off either. How about P3 and P4? Literally dead even. Dead even. That is something. As you can see, that ballast is really starting to hurt them. The 100 kilograms of ballast for Wankel, not really hurting him as much as I thought it would. All-wheel drive car, maybe. I don't know. Mikey30, however, that ballast is seeming to finally start to hurt him a little bit. I'm sure he'll overcome it. They did last time. In the back of the GTCC field, you got Imp2 with no ballast. Robert Van Brungen has 5 kilograms of ballast. There's a couple of just few bits and pieces of ballast back here, not that many. We got a newcomer. I haven't seen this name yet, Vasco Soares. sitting in the back of the GTCC field. Get all our graphics back on screen now. Got about 30 seconds until we get underway here. Kind of excited. I don't know this track at all. I haven't even done a drive-through. I mean, I was just I didn't have time. So, did everything in a hurry. I did it in like 5 minutes before the stream started. So, excuse me for any mistakes I may have made. The lights are on and we're about to go green here. Watching the F1 class right now, I believe. GTCC field, already 4 wide back there. F1 field's gonna file into turn 1. Really high speed track, it seems, for these guys. Got 1-2 off there. I believe that is Jesus MV. He's just had tough luck all season. Gonna have to get going before these GTCC guys get up to him. It'd be difficult to navigate through that. We'll take a peek back here in the GTCC field. They're filing out. Hyperdrive already up to the lead now. Pulling away. Callus not far behind. Oh, big pile up back there. That's Blackie Crow. Oh, Blackie made it through. I believe that was Crow. Yes, it was Crow. Most of them able to get it back growing. Crow is a payoff back there. Finally able to get it back on track and get going again. That's the product of these cars. Looking up the F1 field. Oh, we got somebody rejoining. Adam Mike with a bit of a interesting rejoin. A little bit of a block there. Filing. Get some movement back here for the lead. Like Callus to the lead in the GTCC field. Bit of movement back here. Suarez is off. Van Bruggen takes the position back. Oh lord. Cyanite's off in the kitty litter. And a Mike pulling away to a bit of a lead. Johnson's able to pull it back every once in a while. Yoshima staying close in tow. Got a bit of movement for the lead. Once again. Oh, Hykalis must have went off. Lost 2 positions there. Jesus MV is into the pits. Blackie sideways. These guys are starting to file out a bit. Starting to cool down. Take a look at that F1 field. Pretty cool as well. Nothing too intense yet. They gotta let the tires come in and something will start to develop later on. I'm sure of it. Right along with Yoshima here. Got some movement in the back. Van Bruggen overtakes Suarez again. Pro has already pulled out of the race, it seems. Wasn't able to recover from that incident. Very unfortunate. These two just keep going at it. I might have to watch them. Oh, it gives him the bumper. He's off. Rejoin. Oh, using all the track there. Might be our show to watch for now. Hold them. Wait a minute. We're starting to get times in now. Adam Mike with the 204. Everybody's still running 205 pace. Riker just trying to recover from what was, I believe, went off the first lap, or was that Adam Mike? I don't know. It was so chaotic that first lap. I mean, the GTCC cars are going around and everything. And then we got a Blackie here looking to pass Mikey 30. Not able to make it happen. Gonna file back in. Jesus MV still in the pits. Or back into the pits, it seems. Safety car. Gonna rack them up. Do it again. As for the F1 class, I don't know what they're doing. Are they doing a safety car? That's not safety car. Pace. F1 class has spread out quite a bit though. The leaders are only within 3 seconds of each other, and then back from them, got Granberg, about 6 to 7 seconds back from them, and then about 20 seconds back you got Shy Riker, which I'm sure if a safety car comes out for these guys, it'll be pretty beneficial to the guys back there. I'm fairly certain a lot of them got caught up in early race incidents. But safety car is out for the GTCC field, and F1 field is going to have to navigate around them. I've never seen separate safety cars like for one class and not for others. Sometimes it happens here. It's certainly a first. That beautiful bridge I was talking about in the intro. Had a mic slightly off there. Doesn't hurt him too much. Back to racing action in the GTCC field. Michael Motor pulling away, and we have a bit of contact back there. Mikey 30 goes around into the wall. That's tough. I don't believe it's anything too catastrophic, but that was a pretty big hit. And that's gonna put him at the back of the field. Take a look at back of the pack, or back at the front of the pack now. Got Wankel going to the inside of Blackie. They touch a little bit. Wankel's able to make the pass. High Callus looking to the inside of Blackie as well. Blackie's going to throw that block to the outside. Callus not able to make the move to the inside like I'm sure he was hoping to. Didn't have quite the run he needed. And back behind High Callus, you got Van Bruggen. Here come the F1 field once again. Oh, that's Adam Mike sliding in. No, that's not Adam Mike. That's Cy Riker. They're under safety car now. And I wonder if they are going under safety car once again. Or if they're just going to race through that incident. Let's see if he's got any damage. As far as I can tell, no steering damage. That's Sora's off back there. Van Bruggen to the outside of High Callus. High Callus is going to take the, I believe that is the 3rd spot away in class from Van Bruggen. Van Bruggen's going to touch, slide a bit into the grass. Is he going to be able to come back from this? Tried to cut it back in sight, not quite there. To understeery. Some movement back there between Suarez and M2. Suarez looking back to the inside. Looks like they're dead even. F1 field's starting to get all caught up and whatnot. Now the GTCC field is going to have to navigate. Who's that? That's off. That is Blackie. Callus. Riker's going into the pit. Wankel pulling away to a bit of a 1-second lead. Blackie not far behind. Callus and Van Bruggen pretty close together. Got a couple of pitters. Got Jesus MV and Riker in the pits. They're back to racing the F1 field. Trying to get going. I assume these guys are fixing damage or maybe taking new tires. Some sort of strategy call, I assume. Oh, Van Bruggen's around. Oh! I believe that was Inf2 that just hit him there. No, I'm lost. There's a high callus involved too. Big hit. That might just take Van Bruggen and high callus out of this race. Oh, he's still going. Tough break for these two. Mikey 30 off. Or no, that's Cyanite. Alright, clicked the wrong name. Cyanite's around. GTCC guys are struggling a bit with this place. For the fight for the lead, Blackie and Wankel are going at it. And they are in the midst of an F1 battle as well. Wankel's off. Way off. I wouldn't be surprised if we need to see another safety car for the GTCC field. I believe that's Riker there, trying to navigate GTCC traffic. Behind him, Jesus MV. Adam Mike pulling away from Linus Johnson. Yep. There's that safety car I was speaking of. Yeah, that was a huge wreck back there. Took a couple names out of this race. Callus with a DNF. I'm surprised Van Bruggen isn't out of this thing. But I wouldn't be surprised if that thing's barely running. Got Suarez into pit. Inf2 as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Van Bruggen come in. Oh yeah. He's turning left to go straight. Couple big names out of this race. Unexpectedly early. Leaves 4 cars in the GTCC class that are still on track at the moment. This has been an interesting one. F1 field is spread out for the most part. This track seems very dependent on how hard can you drive it into the corners. Are you scared of it? I mean, that's really what it's coming down to, it seems. It's a lot of these corners are very, very high-speed corners, and some of them are very low speed. But I'm learning the track as I go because I, of course, didn't do no run of it myself. Got some of these GTCC guys out of the pits now. Cyanite's coming out. Van Bruggen's finally coming out as well. Ramberg with a 207. Riker with a 205.898. Look at that. Jesus MV with a 207. Some of these guys in the back are running quicker times than the guys in the front. I'm starting to wonder if they took tires into that pit stop or what. That's going to be Van Bruggen's race. Unfortunate for him. That leaves literally only 6 cars in the GTCC field. Very, very... This is becoming more of a war of attrition and less about a race. And more about, can we just finish this thing and get the points that are going to be awarded to us at the end? Because, wow. F1 field is pretty spread apart. And they've had their fair share of incidences as well. It's tough for these guys. I mean, this track is what seems to be a very interesting one as they get back underway here in the GTCC class, coming across this beautiful Sveg bridge. Blackie to the lead here. I'm gonna try to hang on to it down into this hard right-hander. Michael, oh, he's going to get wiped out. Blackie's going to get absolutely wiped out. He's going to be sent to the back, and that's going to push Imp2 to the lead. Michael's right there on that bumper. Looking to get that P1 position back. Mikey 30 sliding the thing, and around goes Suarez. Blackie and Sinai going at it right in front of him. Able to make the pass on the outside. Suarez able to get it back going as well. Michael's going to have to chase down M2. It's going to be really difficult with all that ballast he has. He's gaining ever so slightly. That ballast really coming into play, especially with that car in front of him being so good on the straights. F1 field still quite a bit bunched out. They're spread out, sorry. They're starting to get a little bit bunched up back here. Linus Johnson now 2 seconds back from Adam Ike. 3 DNFs and all in the GTCC field. Been a rough day for them. War of attrition. A battle back here. Blackie runs wide. He's going to push Mikey 30 up to 3rd in class. Michael gaining ever so slightly in the turns, but when it comes to the straight line, that's when that Audi starts to lose a bit. Just look at how much he loses here. But then he's able to just drive it in, brake so much harder, able to gain a bit of time. They both go a bit wide there. all the time gained for Wankel is going to be in the turns. Back there you got Blackie chasing down Mikey 30. He too has quite a bit of ballast and got a move up here. Suarez seems to have gone off once again. For Cyanide up to P5. P4, sorry. No, wait, yep, P5. One field closing up a bit. Just 1 second between Cyriker and Granberg. Mikey 30 making the move on Blackie here. Oh, going for a bit of a slide, able to bring it back around. Got some tight racing in the GTCC field. As for that one field, Cyriker is catching up to Granberg. And Granberg is not far off Joshima, just 3 seconds back. Which, in an F1 car, is apparently like a second. Sometimes these guys just close on each other so fast off of one little mistake. One slight lockup, just go a little wide or something, and now you've gained a second on the person in front of you. F2 holding on to this lead. Wankel not far behind though, gonna have to yield to this traffic, which won't affect him too much. It might affect M2's entry to that corner just a bit, might give Wankel a bit of an advantage here. More movement back there. Cyriker not far off Joshima either. Look at this. This traffic's coming into play nicely for Cyriker. Right there on the bumper of Joshima, gets him a little loose. That's a NASCAR thing. Mikey 30 making a move. I just can't believe I just watched that. That was very NASCAR of him to do with an open wheel car. You just put the bumper to him. Or the front wing. M2 breaking away. But ever so slightly, every single lap, Wankel gains. As long as this traffic doesn't affect these leaders too much, I'd say that Wankel has a solid chance to get the win here. Mikey 30 fighting with Blackie though, that ballast is really hurting that E36. I was about to say E30. E36. Hard on the brakes. Michael taking a bit wider of a line there. You just see ever so slightly how this thing just pulls on that Audi in the straights. I'm gonna watch as it's all gained back and under braking. All the high-speed corners. This thing does excellent through. High-speed straights. Braking. The Audi catches up quite a bit. Joshima's in the pit. Coming out now. I wonder what that was about. It's now going to leave Cyriker P4 in class. It is quite literally a war of attrition now. I mean, you're just trying to make it to the end, trying not to hit anything, trying not to go off. I keep saying it because it holds so true as Imp2 keeps pulling away. Not even thinking of the winning prize of ballast, just thinking about winning. But this is why Freestyle Aces did this ballast, is so that everybody kind of is on equal footing. Not necessarily at the beginning of the season, but it does help set up equal footing at the end of the year. It makes things really interesting. So far, it's shooken up the GTCC field quite a bit. As for the F1 cars, so far the people that are usually up in the top 5 are up in the top 5. Jesus MV has the speed. It's just he just does not have the luck. It's really unfortunate for him. I see the speed every race out of this guy. It sucks that every race he's just involved in a very early incident, or I've learned that he has connection issues and his power sometimes will go out during a race, and that's quite unfortunate because he has the speed to compete, and when he does compete and is able to stick in the race, he's just has very unfortunate circumstances. But certain it'll come to him. I'm certain it will. We'll have our slumps. F1 field navigating traffic once again. Had to go off a bit. I believe that was Jesus. It was. Wow. You see Wankel there. He just closes in so much, ever so slightly, and then the next lap he'll be so far behind. Oh, all the extracurricular camera angles. Forgot about those. Right on board with Wankel here. Not quite able to get the rotation he's wanting out of this. You see how much that nose is not wanting to cooperate with it. Not far off though. Closes ever so slightly a lap, but I'm wondering if it's more of a placebo and it's just because he's so fast in the braking zones, and then there's like an even amount of gain as there is an even amount of loss, so he's quite literally just losing as much as he's gaining every lap. Because I honestly, that's what it's starting to seem like here with about 2 minutes left in this race, that it is just kind of a placebo. It doesn't really feel like he's actually gaining as much as I thought he was. He is certainly gaining, but it feels like there's so many, well, not so many, but there's so much long, high-speed corners and straights that it kind of balances out the low-speed turns where the braking kind of overcomes the ballast. Gotta fight for F1 here. Oh, what was that? Just Granberg went off? Involved with the incident. Who was there? Cyanite and Granberg got into it. F1 class was pretty tight knit. Just gonna push Cyriker up to P3 now though. Jesus MV into the pits once again. I believe this may just be the last lap for both classes. Got some movement back here. These two have been going at it all race. Like he had a couple good restarts. Was up at the front at one point. moved aside, pushed to the back. M2, yeah, just breaking away. Looking like he's got it in the bag at this point with 30 seconds left in the race. Then the white flag will come out. Linus Johnson trying to close that 2-second gap. Not that much of a gap to close, especially in a Formula 1 car. This might be our fight to watch coming to the end of this race. Johnson just trying to gain what he can on exit. Maximizing exit is probably the smartest thing you can do in this generation of Formula 1 car. While they did have downforce, they didn't have all that much compared to what they have now. You have to really baby these things sometimes, and they come around for the final lap, I believe. Have another spin. Yoshima went around. Johnson's not going to be able to make it happen. I believe this is going to be the final lap. Yes, this is the final lap. Adamite going to bring it home P1, the F1 class. Linus Johnson P2. Cy Riker. If nothing else happens on the way back, should be P3 in class. M2 looking to bring it home. As long as he makes no mistake on these last few corners, Wankel should not be able to catch up. He closes fast though, I mean, but he's just too far back to make anything happen unless this F1 car gets in his way in any significant manner. I don't think that Wankel has a chance to pull it back in, and it's going to be M2, I believe, capturing his first win in the GTCC class. He's going to cross the finish line. He won in the GTCC class, getting his first win. Wankel Motor P2 Hyperdrive still together, P2 and P3. He's going to cross the line, P3. Granberg coming across the line, P4. Jesus MV, P6 in class. Lighting that thing. Like he's going to bring it home, P4 in class. Suarez, and I believe his first start. Gonna bring it home P5, not bad. Cyanide gonna bring it home P6. Struggling with handling. All race, involved in a couple of incidents. You got 3 DNFs this race too, which is really unfortunate. Van Bruggen was out around the halfway point. Hykalis along with him. Crow was out pretty early. What a race. Cyanite's going to be the last one to bring it across the line. Beaten and bruised. What a race. Now we're gonna head down and interview some of these folks. Whatnot. If they would like to be interviewed, of course. They don't have to. Adam Mike is obviously not gonna interview us. He doesn't speak. He's silent. Linus Johnson would be our second best. Wow. Rob left pretty early. unfortunate for him. He had a rough race. So we might just keep it at this. This is certainly a rough race for all the drivers. I don't want to mess with them unless they'd like to be interviewed. You're more than welcome to join general, I guess, if you'd like to be interviewed. You don't have to, but certainly a tough race for all the drivers today. Thank you guys for watching. We're gonna end it here. Tough race for all of them. I feel so bad interviewing them. But yeah, I call it here. Hope you guys did enjoy the race. I thought it was a pretty good race. I always love a good war of attrition. Ballast is really starting to come into play for a lot of these faster guys. So certainly something. But yeah, I will see you guys next week on RPN for presentation of the same exact series. We'll be hosting round 6, which will be, where will that be? Take a look. The round 6 will be Monza, half chicane. We'll be running Monza. Everybody loves Monza. So this was a special stage, which was 2x points, basically to make up for if you missed the first round. You could get this back, I guess. But if you made the first round, then you just have points and everybody. But this is certainly going to be something. It's Monza's always good. Everybody loves Monza. Week after that, we have Missouri Valley. And for the final race of the season, it will be the Barcelona Street Circuit, which will also have 2x points. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you guys have a great week. And I'll see you guys next week.
Is copyrighted by the RPN for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the race without the express written consent of the Racing Pulse Network is prohibited. We thank you for choosing RPN as your choice for sim racing broadcasts.